Happy Stranger Things Day! They have blessed us with yet another teaser giving us so much information and new scenes this time. We finally get a look at the Meyers and 11 in California as they've moved on from Hawkins to escape the curse that seems to follow them. There's so much new stuff to talk about in this trailer, and after the last trailer with the Creel house, I truly think that this will be the darkest and most demented season yet. And I have a lot of theories for season 4. It looks like we also finally got a release date, or at least a general idea of when it's coming out. It's about time. They also surprised us with all the episode titles, a lot of which are very concerning and have me worried, and some of which I think might be decoys. I don't know if you remember, but they also did this with season 2 and season 3. They released the episode titles way before the season released, and by the time they came out, 2 or 3 of them had been changed, which is totally fine. I know they don't want to spoil too much of the season for us, but still, I'm curious if we can spot the imposters, because these are looking kind of sus. But we finally get to see the first glimpse of the gang that's not in Hawkins. In fact, this trailer had almost no footage of anyone that wasn't in California, with the exception of Mike, who ends up flying out to Cali to visit for spring break. The trailer starts off with some shots introducing us to the Meyers' new home that they've made for themselves in sunny California. The first thing we hear is 11 as she's writing a letter to Mike saying that it is day 185 since they've been apart and she thinks she's finally adapted. As we know, this season Elle will be trying to blend in with the normal kids since she lost her powers at the end of the last season and she's trying to live somewhat of a normal life now. But day 185. Maybe if we can calculate that based on when season 3 ended, we can figure out around what time season 4 will take place. If you remember, season 3 last episode was Independence Day, July 4th, 1985, but this is not 185 days since July 4th. It is since they moved from Hawkins, which was 3 months after July 4th. It could be a rough 3 months, but let's say it's exact. If so, that means October 4th, 1985, the Meyers moved away from Hawkins, Indiana. And 185 days from October 4th would be April 7th, 1986. So if this is accurate, season 4 will be picking up April 7th the following year. I thought this was just a nice little extra detail they gave us. This is also around the time we were suspecting it would take place. And maybe the most wholesome thing of this trailer, if you look at what Elle's working on, it seems like she's building a shoebox diorama of Hopper and his cabin to take to school for like a research paper or something. This is the sweetest thing, and nothing better happened to Elle or her little Hopper diorama, or there's gonna be some nosebleeds. Also, holy cow, does 11 look like Joyce. Not only does she look like what Joyce normally wears and her haircut, but Millie Bobby Brown looks like young Winona Ryder in this scene. That's incredible. I can't wait to watch this season. It's going to be so good, which honestly is just another reason you should go down and subscribe and turn post notifications on. I'm going to be making fun videos each week that you're not going to want to miss on all your favorite movies and TV shows, especially Stranger Things, as we get closer to season 4's release. Please go down in the comments and tell me if you like this kind of video to let me know if I should do more, because I've got a lot of video ideas that I want to do, so let me know if you want to see them. And I think only 8% of the viewers that are watching this video right now are actually subscribed. That's insane. 8%? If you're part of the 90% that's not subscribed, what are you even doing? Go down and punch that subscribe button in the face and I'll give you some Eggo waffles I've got left over. It's completely free and it really helps me out. Our next goal is to hit 300k soon, and when we do, we're going to launch a full-scale invasion on the Upside Down to overthrow the Mind Flayer and all his Demogorgons. Okay, but back to the trailer, because in this next shot, we get our first look at Will's new art studio. I don't know where they got the money for it, but it looks like Joyce got a bigger house than the one they had in Hawkins, and they gave Will his own little studio to keep making art. I thought this was really wholesome. Unfortunately, it won't live forever. If you watch until the end of the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. And just real quick, how did Will's haircut get worse than the last season? I didn't know that was possible. All the actors look so much older, and Will's haircut just figured out a way to get worse. Also, it looks like Jonathan has become a hothead, if you know what I mean. That makes sense, moving to California in the 80s. I think this might provide a few opportunities for some good comedic moments if they play their cards right. But we see this new character pull up in a pizza van who is giving me serious Pizza Planet vibes.
Hey, gas, dude! You're talking to me. Pizza Planet. Andy!
and they drive Elle and Will to school with their projects. 11 goes on to say in her letter to Mike that she's actually starting to like school now and she's made a lot of friends. This is really wholesome until we find out that's not entirely true. While she may be friendly to her classmates, it doesn't look like they're being very friendly back. We see one of them shoot a spitball that hits 11 in the face as soon as she gets to class, and I swear, if only she had her powers, she could throw that kid out the classroom window like a little booger. Just wait, give it a few episodes and then we'll see some action. She also mentions that she's looking forward to spring break because she's going to get to see Mike. Initially, I thought the Byers were going to visit Hawkins for spring break, but honestly, what happens there? So Mike is going to be flying out to California to visit Elle and Joyce and Will and everyone. And I gotta say, holy cow, Mike looks so different. This is our first time actually seeing him in any of these new trailers and teasers for season 4. And he looks really good, but he's just all grown up now. He's not the little kid that the show started out with. Everyone's gone through puberty already. They're not the cute little kids anymore. But just the same, it also looks like we're going to get a more matured season 4. From the looks of it and from what I've heard through the leaks, it's going to be the most messed up, demented season yet, and I can't wait. They've introduced so many new storylines already, and with this teaser, they've introduced 2 or 3 more now that I just can't imagine how they're going to fit everything in just 9 episodes. I'm so freaking excited. And then these next 10 seconds. The last 10 seconds of the teaser have 10 times more stuff packed in them than the whole first minute of the teaser. If you remember, a while back, we got a teaser with Elle being held by some men in suits in the desert. We get another shot of that scene, but when she's in the van, she looks broken and tired. I don't know if she's sad or exhausted or both, but it looks like she's in despair and has no hope. It looks like she's been taken and they just showed her something really bad. Either a new enemy, maybe another test subject that she hasn't seen in 15 years, or possibly someone they're holding hostage, or maybe even Brenner. I'm going to be making another video soon breaking down all the episode titles and going into detail on what we can expect to see in each one and what they mean. So make sure you've got post notifications on so you don't miss that. We also see this little like Carrie moment in the roller rink where it just looks like some girls are bullying her for not knowing how to roller skate or something. And I'm over here just waiting for 11 to get her powers back and recharge and go repulse mode and just full carry on them. I don't know if any of you watched I'm Not Okay With This, but if you have, last episode, that's what I'm talking about. These girls better watch out or they're gonna catch some exploding heads. We also see Joyce getting a package, probably from Hopper, in what looks to be a Matryoshka Russian doll. If you remember, a while back there was a number you could call where Murray would answer and tell Joyce that he needs to tell her something important. Hopper sent him a message. This could be the message that Hopper sent him, and he's sending it to Joyce through the mail since he can't tell her over the phone. The next scenes are absolutely crazy. They're only half a second long, but we see a gunfight in the Byers' home in California. We see Jonathan coming up the stairs and then someone in a white short sleeve button-up t-shirt, kind of like the ones that were holding back Elle in the desert or the goons we've seen with Brenner from Hawkins' lab. This guy comes out of the side of the frame firing a pistol at someone, and then the next shot is in Will's art studio. Jonathan is in there along with Mike, who looks like he just got in from Indiana, and someone in a US military uniform, maybe someone from the army or something, uses the butt of a rifle to smash his window in. And then a second or two later, we get a scene where the guy in the white t-shirt is firing at the army soldier as Jonathan, Mike, and Will hide behind him. Who on earth is this guy in the white t-shirt? He's got to be some person who works for Hawkins' lab or something. He has to be involved in taking the kids out to the desert where Elle is. And why is the military breaking into their home and firing on them? I'm so confused here and I just need to know more. Oh, but if you look closely and zoom in here, this might be the most important detail of the whole trailer. It looks like Joyce's magnets are actually staying on her fridge. Yes, I'm so happy for her. That was such a struggle we all endured last season. I can't believe it was last season. It feels like so long ago. But we also get a quick shot of Murray. I'm sure he's going to be playing a large role this season, as it looks like there's also going to be a lot more government conspiracies involved, as well as Hawkins' lab and some of the other test subjects that Brenner raised, I'm sure. We also see a prisoner transport van traveling out into the desert. This could be the one with black sides that we see the men bring Elle out of in the other teaser. I'm not sure. But it looks like the whole reason they're going out into the desert is to get to this access point, this door. I'm not sure who's going to come out of it. I doubt it's going to be Hopper. I feel like there's a better chance that it's going to be Brenner or possibly Dr. Sam Owens. It also looks like we'll be getting a new female antagonist, I'm guessing, with whoever's stepping out of this vehicle. Someone official, I'm sure, overseeing things. We also get a few shots of the boys in the van looking completely shocked and in awe, as if Mike has just seen a ghost. Something terrible just happened that's out of his control and he's still in shock. It does look like he is way more affected than Will is, so there's a good chance that something happened to 11. I don't know if she's been hurt or kidnapped or taken away from them, but we also get a few shots of what looks to be an underground bunker that we see from the door in the desert. We get more of the US military firing at probably more of Hawkins' labs goons. I'm just so curious as to what led up to this altercation and why are they here and who tipped them off. The guys that are firing back that look like they're defending the bunker have MP on their helmets, which usually stands for military police. Maybe they're Russian and they're fakes. They're not real military police, but I'm not so sure. This season looks like a lot more action-packed, and it looks like the military will be involved as well as the government a little bit, but I'm not sure if they're helping or hindering since they just bursted into the buyer's house like they did. And then to end everything off with a bang, we get one super quick shot of a massive explosion in front of this character standing in the desert. I have no idea who this is. At first, I thought it was 11, but if you look closer, you can see that it's someone with short hair, and 11 has long hair in the scene before it. Also, the body size. It looks a lot bigger here and a little more heavy set than 11 in the previous scene, so I'm thinking maybe this is a new character, a new test subject that will become the antagonist this season and become 11's rival, because it doesn't really look like Will or Jonathan. If you look closer, you can see that they're wearing the same flannel that 11 was wearing in the scene prior. And if you want to zoom in even further, it also looks like she's wearing a bracelet on her left wrist, similar to the blue bracelet that Hopper gave her that she wears that used to be Hopper's daughter's. In fact, this could be 11. They could have brought it full circle all the way back to season 1 and for some reason shaved her head again, and this is her first scene with her powers back. Remember that helicopter in this scene? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what became of that. There's also a bunch of dead agents laying on the ground next to her. I'm really impressed with how much they decided to reveal with not revealing much at all. There's a lot of little details that I did breeze over that I would love to make a video on, as well as the title explanation video for the episodes, so make sure you're subscribed with post notifications on. Please let me know in the comments if you like this video and you want to see more like it, because I will make more. I think this season of Stranger Things is going to be filled with so much. I can't wait to see it, and I will see you soon in another video talking about it. But until then, I will see you in the comments. Peace.